Hey everyone, it's D over at Geekdom 101, new name, same pimp juice, and today we are continuing our series on analyzing and possibly spoiling the characters and their fates in Star Wars Episode VII, The Force Awakens, coming to a theater near you this December the 18th, and today, as requested, I'm going to talk a little bit about BB-8, the droid who will be taking center stage, apparently, in The Force Awakens. We don't know too much about the droid, but we do know some stuff. Now, the first thing about this droid is, and for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I know some folks don't have any idea, BB-8 is a little droid that's on top of the ball. It's basically a droid on top of like a ball, and I guess the ball is part of the droid that is rolling around in all of the Star Wars trailers and materials, and is going to be one of the lead droids in the film, alongside 3PO and R2-D2, who are slated to come back for Star Wars Episode VII. So, the fascinating thing about this droid is that it is a complete practical effect. In other words, the droid... Well, I can't say complete because I'm sure they're going to use some CGI for it in the film for some of the harder shots, but the droid actually exists. Like, they actually built this thing. There is an actual BB-8 that rolls around and is controlled via remote control. And the very first thing that I said when I saw that, because they first revealed it at the Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim about a month ago. It was about a month ago, right? A little less than that. When they first revealed this thing, the first thing I said was, oh boy, Disney's putting that one under everybody's Christmas tree. I'm telling you. Because when I found out it was real, I'm like, I have to own one of these things. And I do think that that's the idea. They're going to sell us these things probably at like $80 to $100. This ain't going to be cheap, I don't think. And the fact that it just rolls around by itself is just pretty freaking awesome. That's awesome. So here's what we know. We're going to get into some spoilers, okay? We're going to get into some possible spoilers about BB-8 and what BB-8 can do in the film and what BB-8 does in the film. There are two rumors about who BB-8's owner is in the movie. One of them is Daisy Ridley's character, Rey, and the other is Oscar Isaac's character, Poe Dameron. And from what I understand, one spoiler says that basically Daisy Ridley's character finds BB-8 and they just kind of are traveling companions. Not really much detail there. However, I think the more realistic and probably more possible spoiler is that BB-8 belongs to Oscar Isaac's Poe Dameron, with the idea being that Oscar Isaac's Poe Dameron is going to have a relationship with BB-8 very similar to how Luke Skywalker had one with R2-D2. In that, now we know this for a fact, actually, that BB-8 actually does, I don't know if it happens in the movie, I'm pretty sure it does, but BB-8 is able to fit into the X-Wing. So it can go into the X-Wing. They call it the T-70 X-Wing model, which is basically a take on the classic X-Wing, but a little more modern. That's what I kind of understand it as, which is what the Resistance is going to use in the film Star Wars The Force Awakens. So BB-8 does fit in there. Will BB-8 be doing the R2 role like, at the climax of this film, like R2 did for Luke at the climax of the last film? I'm guessing that probably is going to happen. But more importantly, the scuttlebutt here is that BB-8 apparently at some point in the film, very similar to R2, Oscar Isaac is going to find a lightsaber, which we believe is the lightsaber that belonged to Luke Skywalker that he lost in The Empire Strikes Back, that used to belong to Anakin Skywalker, and apparently Poe Dameron hides the lightsaber in BB-8's, somewhere in like a hidden compartment, kind of like what they did with R2 during the battle on Tatooine and Return of the Jedi against the Hutts, against Jabba the Hutt. So that's supposedly going to happen, and as we know, as we've heard, again, in the rumors, is that Captain Phasma and Kylo Ren are trying to get this lightsaber, and the big secret is it's going to be inside BB-8, which to me is like, somebody will say it's too much of an homage and too predictable. I think it's perfect. I think it's a good throwback. If they do it for the movie, I'm fine with it. You don't have to do it for all three movies, but for this one, I'm cool with it. that's really all we know about BB-8. The only other rumor I've heard on Reddit and things like that is that apparently BB-8 has like a little rivalry with R2. They speak in similar bleeps and bloops, and they have like a little rivalry going, a little feud where they can't get along. And I guess 3PO's kind of the guy in the middle telling them both to shut the hell up. That's what I've heard. So that's all we know. Anything else that comes out, I will let you know about. Of course, we'll do a video on it. Thank you again for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. What are you waiting for? And I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you down the road. Remember to subscribe and also follow me on Twitter and other social media. Check out my website and communicate with me directly.